pretty sure my table over there is really interested in what I'm going to say because they know how bad I am at accepting praise and giving praise for that matter. If anyone's worked with me, you know, to do it this way. But this is, it's truly humbling. It was humbling when I heard that that I was to receive this award because of all the things that we all know about Les Paul. I could go on and enumerate them, but then it would, since I'm getting the award, sound like I'm bragging about myself. So I won't further elaborate on what an important person Les was for me, even though I never had an opportunity to really interact with him much. I met him once at an event, and he was a terrific guy, but never got to really know him that well. So I know him only through his accomplishments and the fact that they have made it possible for me to do what I do. It's also truly humbling to be in the presence of these other award winners, John and Hal, who have had their effects on me as well. Of course, I've, as everyone else who has ever performed live, has had the opportunity to play through a Meyer system and realize what the difference that will make to your performance. But I also want to send out some props to Hal. I don't know if he's here anymore, but Hal may not know it, and I didn't even know it at the time. But at the time I became aware of Hal Blaine's name, it was through records like Records by the Fifth Dimension and Laura Nero and people like that, who had such a great influence on me, and not necessarily secondarily because what Hal did was so integral to those records also had an influence on me. So I want to send out props to Hal, and I want to send out props to John as well. I think that they are probably more worthy than I am to accept an award like this. As stated here, I kind of do what I think I'm supposed to do. I accept a modicum of feedback, but otherwise I have to take the bullet for whatever it is that I produced. I don't blame it on my audience, and I don't blame it on my influences. But to get back to Les for a moment, I think that the thing about Les that is most fundamental to my experience and to my career and to what has made me what I am today is his studio technology, his comfort level, I suppose, in the studio. Most people are afraid to go in there and be kind of stuck with the equipment by themselves and have to construct something from scratch. And I have specific influences that I could play here of, you know, where what Les has done has really just penetrated my head and been regurgitated in some form or another. But I recall the moment when I first had to operate a tape machine by myself. It was in Something Anything. You may have seen a flash there of me standing in the middle of my living room in a house that I rented in California. And there's an 8-track machine sitting in the corner there. And I would do regular sessions during the daytime with a real engineer and play all the instruments, but then I dared to go home at night and be alone with this technology. And I have to say that I learned so much about myself in that period of time, and it became essentially my working methodology. The studio is my instrument. And I think the first person who could ever possibly make such a legitimate statement was Les Paul. The studio was his instrument. It's ironically inverse to, you know, you know, to his notoriety. Most people will know that there is such thing as a Les Paul guitar. So they'll know that there's a guitar with his name on it. Some people may have been fortunate enough to hear Les Paul's music, so they'll know that he was a guitarist, not just a guitar inventor. But then, you know, the select few of us in this room here will know what a foundational personality he was to everything that we do today. That he was indeed a Renaissance man. That he did it all. He did not have he didn't have any tech support. You know, if something broke, he fixed it. Which is, I can't say that. So, and I don't want to go on much longer. I didn't really have any prepared statements. I didn't know what I was going to say. I'm always humbled at these events. I don't really do what I do for the recognition. I do it because music is, if you're lucky enough, the most satisfying thing in the world to do. Long may he reign. Long may the Les Paul Awards go on and recognize, hopefully, people who will continue to push that envelope, continue to represent the ethos that Les established. And once again, thank you so much. I'm very humbled. Oh, by the way, we're going to play some music.